Back in the book segment tonight, Willie Robertson. He and his family have been very successful on the TV show Duck Dynasty, as you know. And now Mr. Robertson has a brand new book called The American Fisherman. I think it's about fishing, but he's very interested in politics as well. Willie Robertson joins us now from New Orleans. So, did you think Trump was going to win?
Well, I mean, obviously I did because I've been supporting him for so long. But I have to admit to you, Bill, the last day I wasn't so sure. I was beginning to think it was going to be too big of an uphill battle. But I sat around with everybody else and watched him take it down. Now,
what was it about Trump that made you support him? Was it one thing?
I would say it was a combination of a lot of things. I liked that he was a regular person. I was able to meet him summer before last and got up on stage with him, was able to hang out with him in a bus, and unlike a lot of politicians that I know, he just seemed like a regular guy. And so I was interested in that big shakeup in Washington. I wanted that to happen. Also, the Supreme Court was huge for me and my family, and I just kind of liked the way he talked. He also mentioned Christians getting their heads chopped off, and he was one of the few that I heard talking about that a lot. And so, yeah, he sounded like a guy that I could support, and you know, it had its ups and its downs, but I'm glad he made it.
All right. Now, as far as the Christian vote is concerned, President-elect Trump took it, most of it. But then you have some Christians who say, you know, he's a racist, or he's anti-Muslim, or he's not a charitable man, wants to keep people out. It's all negative, negative, negative toward the poor. Do you counter that? Do you have a counter argument to that?
Not really. I mean, you know, my family has heard a lot of those same kind of accusations, so I'm kind of used to it as well. People that don't really know you and just start spouting off what you are. I know his family very well, and I know him, and I know he's not a racist. And, you know, he's concerned with the world's problems, and so, you know, all those things were taken out. I mean, there were conversations I had, probably like a lot of husbands and wives and families. Even my father, he was behind Cruz, and so we had some interesting dinner table conversations. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, once it got down to basically two choices, it was easy for us to throw behind.
All right. Well, you're a traditional crew, and that means that you would, of course, you know, go for the traditional guy rather than a progressive. Now, your book, The American Fisherman, it's not just about casting lures out there, but you got a lot of history in that book about how
a lot of history.
Fishing is an integral part of America and a lot of tradition. Just give me a brief headline on that.
Well, you know, we go back to the history. I read your book as well, Killing the Rising Sun. I thought it was awesome. And
thank you.
It's like your book. It's historical, but rather than the world being on the brink of annihilation, it's about fishing. So,
it's a little bit.
Well, we do have FDR was there. FDR was there, and so when I was reading your book, it made me think about FDR because I was writing about when he was out fishing and how he was getting away from all the problems that were going on, really heavy stuff, and that's where he found a way. And funny enough, he would jump on these naval ships, and they would take him all around these waterways, and he would go fishing, as well as other presidents. George Washington was a commercial fisherman, so it influenced the Revolutionary War.
I was looking it over. You got a lot of good stuff in history, and there's no better place to fish than Louisiana. I mean, there's no better. You go to that back of those bayous, as long as the gators don't get you. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on.
You can go for those too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you don't be scared of those. You can eat those as well. So we Louisiana people have just learned how to eat anything in the water.
It's like eating your shoe, though, eating a gator. All right, the book is The American Fisherman. Willie, we always appreciate you coming on. Thanks very much.